Jennifer Ankoviak, Ken Rice, KDKA TV News at 5. Live with home team coverage from reporters you know and trust. For local news that really hits home, turn to the 5 o'clock team that knows Pittsburgh best. Turn to KDKA TV News, the hometown advantage.
Our thanks and appreciation to the generous employees of Eaton Park for their hometown support of the kids at Children's Hospital. It's not too late for your help. Call 692-5317 to become a free care friend.
Coming up next, a Pittsburgh police officer is injured after a run-in with a suspect.
Also, gunfire breaks out at this McDonald's restaurant. Details just ahead on KDKA TV News at noon.
When my child was born, it was the greatest joy of my life. But the doctors didn't tell me that there were mistakes made during his birth. I know that my child has disabilities, but why did it happen to my child? Who will pay the bills? And who will take care of him when I'm gone? I called 888 to my child. A lawyer reviewed my case for free. We got answers, honest answers, and the legal advice we needed.
Isn't it time you had all the answers? Call 888 to my child.
Larry Hagman returns to CBS in a powerful new dramatic series.
You wouldn't be offering my colleague a bribe now, would you?
In a city filled with secrets, there's one man who has all the answers.
I know, and you know, you're guilty as hell.
Totally unorthodox.
Oh, my.
Highly respected. He controls Orleans.
A family is a very precious and fragile thing, and you destroyed it.
Where things are done a little differently.
And I'm going to take you down.
Orleans, CBS, January 8th.
Prices at #1 Cochran just hit bottom. Must be clearance time.
It's the year-end clearance at #1 Cochran. Over 3,000 new and used vehicles slashed for quick sale. Buicks, GMC trucks, even Infinities. Get up to 60-month, 3.9% finance rates. Total savings up to $14,000. Ends Tuesday at #1 Cochran.
You're watching KDKA TV News at noon. The hometown advantage with Patty Burns, Ray Tannehill, and Bob Kudzma.
Good Friday afternoon, everyone. Leading our news this noon hour, the driver of a speeding car is recovering this noon hour. He was shot early this morning after he drove into a police officer who was trying to arrest him.
The suspect remains in serious condition today with a gunshot wound to the stomach. Stu Emery is standing by live at Mercy Hospital with a live report. Stu?
Yes, Brenda, the driver of the car was brought here to Mercy Hospital about 3 o'clock this morning, and he does remain in serious condition this noon time. He's now been identified as 20-year-old Ryan Turner of Castle Shannon, a long list of charges against him, including reckless endangerment and aggravated assault. It all started about 3 o'clock this morning when police tried to arrest Turner, who they say was driving erratically on the Boulevard of the Allies. They followed him at a distance through the Fort Pitt tunnels, and when the car, a red Chevy Blazer, slowed down and finally stopped, they pulled in front of it.
The driver of the police car by this time was already out of the car, and the car backed up, went to go around the police car and struck the police officer. The police officer was on the hood of the car, and to try to get the car stopped, he fired into the car. The officer rolled off of the car and onto the pavement, and the car continued to speed off.
Now, that car went up Crane Avenue. Turner drove it up there, but after about a block, he stopped, got out, opened the door, told police that he had been wounded. That's when he was brought here to Mercy. The officer, Emilio Rodriguez, who was injured, has been treated and released. The investigation, police say, is continuing, but they say that under the circumstances, the police officers appeared to have acted properly. Brenda?
All right, Stu, thank you very much. And another police chase, this one in Indiana County. It leaves one woman in trouble with the law this noon. Police say 51-year-old Janet McAdoo of Blairsville tried to run her car into a state trooper on Route 403 in Strongstown. The trooper turned his cruiser around and chased McAdoo for 11 miles. The chase ended in Armonk. McAdoo was charged with drunken driving.
In Northern California, a shooting at a McDonald's restaurant sends 3 workers to the hospital. Police say the gunman entered the McDonald's in Vallejo and without a word started shooting. 3 young women who worked at the restaurant were wounded, one of them critically. No money was taken from the restaurant. Police are still looking for the gunman. And from our Westmoreland County Bureau, state police continue to investigate the death of a 3-year-old girl. Caitlin Roddy's mother found her lying against an electric baseboard heater in their home in Seward yesterday. The child was burned over more than 65% of her body. A preliminary autopsy was performed, but a definite cause of death was not determined. Additional test results will not be made available until sometime next week.
In other news from Westmoreland County, problems at a sewage plant in North Huntington. One of the pumps failed at the Long Run pump station, causing about 10 feet of water to back up there. What firefighters were called in to help pump out the water into the nearby creek. The Department of Environmental Resources has been notified. We do have a report of one firefighter being overcome by carbon monoxide fumes. He's okay. No word on where those fumes came from. Repairs are expected to be made by this afternoon. And some homeowners in Penn Hills trying to clean up this noon after a major water main break. Take a look at this, a 24-inch water main burst, and the rushing water flooded at least 10 homes along Overbrook Road and Franktown Avenue, damaging basements and foundations. David Highfield talked to some of those folks.
Nothing I've ever seen. They had things in my garage floating out to the avenue.
It was like we were living in the Ohio River. It just, it just was gushing down.
Now, fire crews pumped the water out, and they say the changes in the temperature caused that break.
Pittsburgh Crime Stoppers need your help in solving a case that goes back a few years. As Jennifer Ann Koviak reports, that's when a delivery man made a horrible discovery.
In Monroeville, he saw a human leg in a nearby creek and called police. A search turned up other human body parts.
The body parts were identified at a later time as belonging to Faye Jackson, also known as Faye Norris.
Here's a picture of the victim. She was from Pittsburgh's Garfield neighborhood, 24 years old, 5 feet 2 inches tall, 110 pounds. She was last seen on October 10th, 1994. So far, no suspects. Police consider it an open case until an arrest is made.
We'd like to bring this to a close for the family of the victim.
Jennifer Koviak, KDKA TV News.
The Crime Stoppers hotline number is 255-8477. Information leading to an arrest is up to $1,000. And a former Pitt basketball player is facing credit card fraud charges. Ahmad Shareef was arrested yesterday at a travel agency in Shadyside when he tried to buy airline tickets with a stolen credit card. A travel agent called police after he recognized Shareef's voice when he called several times, booking flights under different names. Police were waiting for Shareef when he showed up to get the tickets. Shareef played for Pitt from 1991 through 1994. And a court date for Steeler safety Darren Perry has been postponed until January the 10th. Perry is charged with drunk driving and leaving the scene of an accident along Route 30 in the early morning hours of December the 14th. A passerby jotted down his license plate number, and police caught up with him a short time later. Perry then allegedly failed a breathalyzer test. He is expected to be in the starting lineup when the Steelers take on the Colts this Sunday in playoffs.
The FAA has announced a $52 million contract for X-ray machines to detect explosives in bags at major airports. The first of the machines is expected to be placed next month, and 53 more are to be installed during 1997. For security reasons, the FAA won't say which airports will get the new machines. And this is a strange story out of the state of Indiana. A child's Christmas doll goes haywire and actually started eating a little girl's hair. It took rescue workers 30 minutes to remove the Cabbage Patch Snack Time Kids doll from the 7-year-old's hair. It all happened when the girl was holding the doll on her shoulder. It then began eating her hair, stopping when its mouth wedged against her scalp. The incident left the child a little bit shaken, but she is unhurt.
Up next, it looks like the mild winter weather will continue into the weekend. I'll have the AccuWeather forecast.
And Dr. Hill goes to the mailbag to answer a few health questions in today's Ask the Doctor.
Ask the Doctor is brought to you by the Western Pennsylvania Healthcare System. You paid for it. Do you want to blow the whistle on wasteful government spending? Just call 1-800-TIP-KDKA, the hometown advantage.
You couldn't predict your heartburn, so Pepcid AC couldn't prevent it. Now what do you do? Maalox starts to work on stomach acid in about 1 minute. Pepcid AC could take over 45 minutes to start working. So make 1 minute Maalox the fast choice for you.
Jim Crevelli Chevrolet has special 3.9% APR financing for up to 60 months when you buy a new 97 Cavalier Lumina or Astrovan. Buy now and save around $2,200 on new Cavaliers. Save up to $2,900 on new Luminas. And save $4,200 on 97 Astro all-wheel drive minivans. All rebates and GMAC programs included. Tax and plates extra OAC. So ask how you can save thousands at Jim Crevelli Chevrolet. McKees Rocks, Pittsburgh. Hurry, the savings end January 13th.
Stay tuned for important news about Pennsylvania's new workers' comp law.
If you've been injured on the job and are not collecting work comp, this new law could dramatically affect your rights to collect benefits. I'm attorney Edgar Snyder. Even if you are receiving work comp benefits, you may be contacted by an insurance company trying to resolve your claim for a lump sum of money. Our advice, talk to an attorney before you sign any papers. For a free consultation, call our law firm now.
Call attorney Edgar Snyder, 391-2101, 391-2101.
Do you know a teacher who has an outstanding teaching partnership and deserves recognition? Then nominate your hometown teacher for Thanks to Teachers Honors. Forms at Giant Eagle, 2 online, or 1-800-742-7753.
It's Right Automotive's final used car crazy sale of the year. This Saturday only, you can buy pre-owned cars, trucks, and 4x4s at incredible savings. Cars that sold for over $2,000 will be crazy priced at just $500. Cars that sold for over $3,000 will go for just $900. And cars that sold for over $4,000 will be slashed to just $1,500. It's the final used car crazy sale of '96 this Saturday, only at Right Automotive in Wexford and Carnegie.
Welcome back to the AccuWeather Advantage.
Good Friday afternoon, folks. Looks like a pretty decent day underway right now, and it looks like the weekend is going to be extremely mild. I'll give you the 5-day forecast in just a minute. Right now, current conditions at the airport, mostly cloudy skies, although we have seen an occasional peek at the sunshine now and then throughout the morning. The temperature is at 38, humidity 79%, winds are calm, the barometer steady at 30.23. Let's check hometowns around the region. Cranberry's at 38 degrees, Greensburg's at 40, Cannonsburg 39, Morgantown, the warm spot at 43, and the cool spot is DuBois at 33. Let's check the national satellite now. And a lot of clouds have gathered throughout the morning in through the southeastern portion of the United States, and there have been some showers along southern parts of Georgia, back across southern parts of Alabama and Mississippi, and as far west as New Orleans, they've had some shower activity. In the meantime, very frigid once again across the upper Midwest and the northern plains today, but the big weather story continues to be out west with a mixed bag of some heavy rains right along the coast, and some higher elevation snows are piling up as well, and a lot of folks throughout the state of Oregon and Washington still without power at this hour. They had ice storms yesterday, and that ice accumulated on some of the power lines out there. And that's going to continue today with that mixed bag of precipitation out west. In the meantime, very calm in through the central plains this afternoon. A few flurries along the western Great Lakes. And in our area, very quiet, no moisture. Temperatures are on the cool side, though, and they're going to get warmer as we progress through the next 24 hours. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll be in the 50s. We're on the warm side of things, and we're getting a southwesterly flow in from the deep south. So we're in the mild air right now, and as I said, that's going to continue tomorrow, although this weather system you see will start to get together, and just ahead of that, there will be a few showers. That won't be until late in the day tomorrow night, and on into Sunday, where we'll see some of those showers moving in to our area. So checking the AccuWeather forecast, and for today, we'll call it variable clouds. That means clouds, a little bit of sunshine from time to time, and a high temperature of 44 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, still pretty mild, low temperature of only 42 degrees. And then for tomorrow, we'll call it mostly cloudy, breezy, and very mild tomorrow afternoon. High temperature 58 degrees. And a good chance for showers, say, after 5 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. That chance will linger into the early morning hours Sunday, but by kickoff, should be dry and rather mild, 54 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. On Monday, 44 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. And Tuesday, partly sunny, 44 degrees. Hometown happening now. The McMurray Art League Winter Show and Sale at the AIA Gallery, going on now through January the 2nd. Call 745-9678 for more information. So very mild the entire weekend.
Okay.
Near 6 degrees tomorrow afternoon, believe it or not.
God, I can't believe that. Well, some high school students have questions for the good doctor today. They range from how can I avoid a migraine headache to concern about a parent who has high blood pressure. Here's Dr. Jack Hill, and today's Ask the Doctor.
I would like to take the opportunity to again answer questions from students in one of our area high schools. If my father has high blood pressure, is there a good chance I will have it when I'm older? In most individuals with high blood pressure, or hypertension as it's known, there is no obvious cause or family history. So this young lady should not be overly concerned, but she should maintain an ideal weight and not smoke, as obesity and smoking predispose one to high blood pressure. I also suggest that she have her blood pressure checked periodically by a healthcare provider, particularly during pregnancy, a time when latent hypertension can manifest itself. What should I avoid eating to prevent migraine headaches? Although this may seem like an unusual question from a teenager, classic migraine headaches begin during childhood or young adulthood. Remember that migraine headaches characteristically occur on one side of the forehead, are throbbing, are often associated with nausea and vomiting, and are frequently preceded by an unusual sensation such as a zigzag line in vision. These headaches often occur without warning, but they can be precipitated by stress, by various medications, and to answer the student's question, by certain foods such as chocolate, cheese, nuts, red wine, and other alcoholic beverages. And finally, the most common question asked by this age group, will there ever be a cure for AIDS? Although the newer medications being used to treat AIDS are controlling this viral infection for a longer period of time than in the past, the ability to cure AIDS is not on the horizon. In addition, an effective vaccine to prevent AIDS, such as we have for other viral diseases, also seems a long way off. In the meantime, remember that AIDS could be eliminated if everyone practiced safe sex and avoided intravenous drug abuse.
Now, if you have a question for Dr. Hill, send it to Ask the Doctor, Post Office Box 9190, Pittsburgh, PA 15224.
Well, another holiday miracle to tell you about this noon. After 12 days in a coma, a 9-year-old girl from Virginia awakened to her favorite song by her favorite group, Alabama. Penny Harcum, the girl's mother, said she and her daughter always cried when they heard Angels Among Us. So when Heather awakened crying, Penny says she knew her daughter was okay. Heather suffered head injuries in a car accident last month. So the question is, will the family get a chance to hear Alabama in concert? You bet. The Harcums will go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina in February and will probably have front row seats. By the way, Angels Among Us is a song about angels coming down to earth in our darkest hour to teach us how to live.
Well, up next on KDKA TV News at noon, it's one of the biggest parades of all. And next, we will take you behind the scenes of the Rose Parade.
And the Penguins may have been down, but they proved they weren't out against the Canadians. Highlights coming up.
Next, Rosie, it's Lou Diamond Phillips and LL Cool J rocks the house.
Everybody put their hands in the air from side to side. Hands in the air from side to side.
Plus John Cryer. Next, Rosie.
Friday at 4.
If you see news happening, call 800-TB2-2222 or Star TV2 on your cell phone. Holiday time. Buick has saved the best gift for last. The last great car clearance. Your last chance to get a dynamite Regal with $2,000 cash off or incredible 0-9 financing. Your last opportunity for special incentives on America's #1 selling LeSabre. Plus, buy any new Buick, your first payment isn't due for 90 days. But you better hurry. All the smart buyers are headed to the Western Pennsylvania Buick dealers right now.
At Maytag's year-end clearance sale, get the world's first load sensor agitator that cleans even big and tough loads with more care than any other washer. With year-end savings, this new Maytag is a layup. Get $100 in extra features at no extra cost. That's a slam dunk. Don't miss the year-end clearance sale on all new Maytags.
Save now at Cabin Hill Maytag and Bent's Maytag.
This Sunday only, Collectors Hunt returns to sell out over 2,000 beautiful oil paintings at $49 or less. Paintings that'll give a new look to any room in your home, $49. Incredible. In addition, choose from our huge variety of gallery oils, like this classic floral, a rich hunt scene framed in gold, or an elegant landscape at unbelievable savings. Quality, selection, and low prices only at Collectors Hunt. This Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in Monroeville at the Radisson Hotel, in South Hills at the Holiday Inn Pittsburgh South, and in Warrendale at the Sheridansburg North.
There's a holiday tradition in
all the things we do. Yes, a taste of the season. We do more for you.
This week at Shop and Save, selected varieties of Klondikes, $1.98 for a package of 6. And selected varieties of Ajax powder or liquid laundry detergent, $2.99 each.
Shop and save, you'll love the difference we make.
Well, the clock is ticking and the countdown to the Rose Parade is underway.
That's right. Dozens and dozens of people are working OT, that's overtime, to put the finishing touches on the big floats. Reporter Mary Grady has a close-up look.
It begins as a vision in a float designer's mind. Soon, that spark of imagination becomes a frame for gobs of glue, the freshest of flowers, and the tiniest of seeds. And so it begins again, the annual Rose Parade float building ritual.
Throw it. Hands, hands, hands.
Inside the Zuzuza warehouse, hundreds of student volunteers are snipping, placing, and pressing, concentrating on the job at hand. It's important work, so decorating the floats right is a matter of debate. Just ask these Alhambra High School debate team members.
Oh, you throw it up and then it comes down. No, you put it like this. That way you don't spill it all over the place. You are so wrong. That's why I'm such a better debater than you are. You put it up and you put it down. I'm sorry. I've been on this debate team 2 days longer than you have. I know that you put the seeds up and go down like this.
You just take one big snip. You try to get them done as fast as possible, you know?
I definitely disagree because quality definitely is what's really important here.
It's definitely easier if you just take larger snips.
She's wrong.
Exactly.
And she's right?
I'm definitely right. She's definitely wrong.
Mary Grady for CBS News.
Who's right, who's wrong? Well, this Indiana high school band spent the week practicing for its performance at the Orange Bowl parade. They are one of only 10 high school bands that will be marching in the parade tomorrow. And they will also be marching down Walt Disney's World's Main Street, USA. On New Year's Day, the group left for Florida this morning. And, of course, we'll all be looking forward to watching them strut their stuff from 7 to 8 right here on KDKA tomorrow night. Well, the holidays are just beginning for African Americans. Last night, some hometown folks started celebrating the beginning of Kwanzaa. Now, here you see them dancing at the Bynum Theater. Kwanzaa runs through January 1st. The holiday marks what the African American family will do to come together.